लेमन न्यूज के संग।
कौन है जो युवाओं के खून में भर रहा है जहर?
कौन है जो देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को कर रहा है खोखला?
कौन है जो रच रहा है भारत के खिलाफ आतंकवाद की साजिश?
अब होगा
हर अपराधी
बेनकाब।
Right, you're watching me, that is RKB, that is Rajiv K. Bajaj on Inside Story, on, of course, Lemon News, जी हाँ. Today, of course, Pradeep is there with us, Pradeep नाम्बियार जी हमारे साथी हैं, और आज सबसे बड़ी खबर यह है that the Nifty has crossed 9,000, is broken a record. 9,000 का आंकड़ा पार कर गया है निफ्टी, यानी कहने का मतलब ये हुआ कि नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज ने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से स्वागत किया है अरुण जेटली जी के बजट का। और उसके अलावा आज जो प्रधानमंत्री का भाषण रहा लैंड एक्विजिशन बिल को लेकर के पार्लियामेंट में, प्रधानमंत्री ने ये एक बार फिर दोहराया कि भाई कानून तो रहेगा, क्योंकि पहले भी था, और इस कानून के जरिए आपको जो कुछ इसमें सुधार करना है वो आप करवाइए, मैं करने को तैयार हूं। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि सब लोगों को अपनी नेगेटिविटी छोड़ करके ये कहना चाहिए कि भाई इस कानून में आप क्या क्या सुधार चाहते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि द मैटर ऑफ कंसेंट, सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि डेमोक्रेसी में, जनतंत्र राज्य में एक हक होना चाहिए किसी के लिए भी नो कहने का, तभी जनतंत्र राज्य बनता है। डिक्टेटरशिप में भी हर कोई यस बोलता है, हां बोलने का हक तो हर एक को होता ही है। जनतंत्र का मतलब है ना बोलने का हक। Now, Pradeep, the thing is, if they are just able to restore the right of the farmers or the landless or the rural population to say no, or if they say no, then it goes to an arbitration panel, and during the course of that arbitration, some middle path should be agreed to, and it should be time bound. मतलब कि अभी तक क्या होता था, क्योंकि कोर्ट में मैटर चले जाता था, लोग पीआईएल कर देते थे, इसकी वजह से लैंड एक्विजिशन नहीं हो पाता था, जिसकी वजह से कोई भी निर्णय नहीं हो पाता था। एज ए रिजल्ट ऑफ इट, फॉर 5 years, 10 years, you know, the project just used to be hanging air. So as a result of it, perhaps they should have an arbitration panel to do something like that. Now, at the moment with us, we have our old friend, Mr. Nawab Malik. Nawab Malik साहब, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार बजाज साहब
जी, we missed you yesterday. कल आपको हम लोगों ने मिस किया, लेकिन फिर भी आज आप हमारे साथ आए, इसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। जनाब, आप ये बताएं कि मतलब बाकी सबकी तो हमने राय ले ली। आदरणीय श्री अरुण जेटली जी के बजट पे आपकी राय अभी तक नहीं आई। आप बताएं, आप क्या समझते हैं इस बजट के बारे में, और क्या ये वास्तविकता में जिस प्रकार जितने भी विशेषज्ञ हैं, जितने भी अर्थशास्त्री हैं, हर चैनल पर कोई उसको 8 में से 10 दे रहा है, मतलब 10 में से 8 दे रहा है, कोई 10 में से 9 दे रहा है, कोई 10 में से 8.5 दे रहा है। अब हो सकता है कि मुझे अर्थव्यवस्था के बारे में इतनी समझ ना हो सकता है। मैं आपसे जानना चाह रहा था कि ये बजट इतना ज्यादा अच्छा है कि इसको 10 में से 8 दिए जाएं। जनाब,
जो अर्थशास्त्री हैं वो व्यापार की दृष्टि से इस बजट को देखते हैं
जी,
तो निश्चित रूप से व्यापार की दृष्टि से उन्हें नंबर देने का अधिकार है
जी,
लेकिन सरकार ये व्यापारी कोई संस्थान नहीं
जी,
सरकार ये कल्याणकारी राज्य के रूप में चलाना पड़ता है
जी,
हमें लगता है कि ये बजट पूरी तरह से जो कल्याणकारी योजनाएं हैं उनमें कटौती करने वाला बजट है
जी,
शेड्यूल ट्राइब जितने भी कंपोनेंट थे उनमें सभी जगह, चाहे वो हेल्थ सेक्टर हो
जी,
चाहे एजुकेशन सेक्टर हो, सब जगह उन्होंने फंड जो है वो कम करने का काम किया है
जी,
कुल मिला के मोटा मोटी जो फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस है
जी,
इसको दूर करने के लिए आम आदमी पे सर्विस टैक्स के माध्यम से उन्होंने टैक्स बढ़ाया
जी,
और ये बजट का एक ही उनका उद्देश्य है कि लोगों से पैसा लाकर पैसा लगाओ, पैसा कमाओ की योजनाएं उन्होंने लाई है
जी,
और ये कहीं ना कहीं आउटसोर्स करके लोगों से डिपॉजिट्स मिले और उससे देश का विकास हो, इस स्वरूप में इस बजट को पेश किया है। कुल मिला के व्यापारी वर्ग का खास ध्यान रखा गया है, पैसे पैसा कमाने वालों को राहत देने का काम किया है।
लेकिन नवाब मलिक जी, आपसे जानना चाह रहे हैं कि सरकार का जो मत है वो ये है कि भाई हमें बाहर से इन्वेस्टमेंट की आवश्यकता है, वी नीड ट्रिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स वर्थ ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट, उसके बगैर देश का विकास नहीं होगा, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह। लेकिन इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं है कि जैसे मुंबई दिल्ली इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर है, उसमें जापान की जो कंपनी है जैको, वो आकर के दे आर पुटिंग इन 47,000 करोड़, कोई और आकर के पता नहीं कितने हजार करोड़ लगा रहा है। अब कोई भी आकर के यहाँ पर कोई चैरिटेबल इंस्टीट्यूशन तो चला नहीं रहा है। हर कोई जितने भी FIIs हैं यानी फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन इन्वेस्टर्स हैं या MNCs हैं, दे आर देयर फॉर द प्रॉफिट मोटिव। व्हाट आर वी ऑफरिंग देम इन रिटर्न, मिस्टर नवाब मलिक?
देखिए, जो भी हैं जो पैसा लगाना चाहती हैं
जी
वो सीधे पूरा पैसा लगाने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। उसने कुछ शर्तें रखी है
जी
कि उसमें केंद्र सरकार अपनी भागीदारी रखे,
जी
अपने तरफ से कुछ प्रोविजन करे।
जी
तो वो पैसा लाने के लिए उनके पास दो ही उपाय है। एक तो वो जो संस्थाएं जो देश की संपत्ति है उसका डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट के माध्यम से पैसे इकट्ठा करना,
जी
और दूसरा एक उन्होंने मार्ग चुना है कि गोल्ड बॉन्ड,
जी
कि उसके माध्यम से पैसा आएगा। ऐसा वो सोचते हैं
जी
कि हिंदुस्तान में गोल्ड की बहुत डिमांड है, हिंदुस्तानी लोग सोना खरीदते हैं,
जी
तो हमारे पास वो सोना रखेंगे। लेकिन वो समझ नहीं पाते कि औरतें सोना खरीदती है
जी
और वो सोना गिरवी रखने के लिए या डिपॉजिट देने के लिए नहीं, वो
दुरुस्त बात,
मानसिकता
बिल्कुल
अलग
दुरुस्त बात,
तरीके की है।
बिल्कुल दुरुस्त
तो
बात।
हमें
जी
नहीं
हाँ।
लगता है कि गोल्ड बॉन्ड के माध्यम से बहुत ज्यादा पैसा होगा।
लेकिन नवाब
तो
मलिक
जिस
साहब,
तरह-
ये तो अन्याय हुआ ना, ये तो अनफेयरनेस हो गई कि मतलब आपका जो पेट प्रोजेक्ट है आप चाहते हैं कि लोग उसको फाइनेंस करें। मतलब ये तो मुझे लगता है कि दिस इज समवॉट अनफेयर, मिस्टर नवाब मलिक।
जो उन्होंने सपने दिखाए हैं वो हड़बड़ाहट में है कि जो सपने हमने दिखाए,
जी
हमने बताया है कि हम बुलेट ट्रेन चलाएंगे, लेकिन बुलेट ट्रेन चलाने के लिए पैसा कहाँ से आएगा?
जी
फॉरेन के लोग पैसा लगाए, लेकिन उन्होंने रखा है कंडीशन कि आप 25-30% तो रखिए।
जी
लेकिन 25-30% के लिए एक ही रास्ता है कि लोगों से बॉन्ड के माध्यम से पैसा जमा करें,
जी
या फिर वो जो कंपनियां जो हमारी असेट्स हैं
जी
उनको कहीं ना कहीं बेच के पैसा खड़ा किया जाए।
जी
इसी तरह से वो पूरी तरह से देश को चलाना चाहते हैं। हमें लगता है कि जिस तरह से वो आशावादी हैं,
जी
आने वाले दिनों में रिजल्ट हमें नहीं लगता है कि पूरा विश्वास, एक जो इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी है उसका विश्वास है कि वो संपादित नहीं कर पाते,
जी
और देश के अंदर भी लोगों को विश्वास नहीं है कि ये सरकार इकोनॉमिक फ्रंट पे कहीं ना कहीं सफल होगी। इसलिए थोड़ा सा आने वाले दिनों में निराशाजनक परिस्थिति रहेगी।
लेकिन नवाब मलिक साहब, यहाँ पर मैं एक बुनियादी बात आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ। बुनियादी बात यह है कि जिस प्रकार आज की तारीख में बजट प्रेजेंट हुआ है और जिस प्रकार मतलब निफ्टी बढ़ा है, 9,000, यानी FIIs आर इन्वेस्टिंग ओवर हियर। ऑब्वियसली FIIs को आपने टैक्स में राहत दी है, बहुत अलग अलग चीज़ों में राहत आपने दी है, और जो मॉरिशस रूट था उसके बारे में आपने कुछ नहीं कहा है। 100 स्मार्ट सिटीज़ की जो बात थी उसमें आपने कुछ नहीं कहा है। दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि 6 करोड़ घर आप बनाने वाले हैं। 6 करोड़ घर बनाने के लिए आपने जो लागत रखी है, आपने जो हाउसिंग के लिए आपने सिर्फ 22,407 करोड़ रुपए का आपने अमाउंट रखा है। अब मेरा ये कहना है कि 6 करोड़ घर मतलब 600 स्क्वायर फुट के ऊपर 36,000 करोड़ स्क्वायर फुट, ये आपने कंस्ट्रक्शन करनी है अगले 5 या 6 साल में, फॉर विच यू रिक्वायर अ मिनिमम ऑफ $1 ट्रिलियन। Your entire economy, our entire economy is worth $3 trillion. No, where is this money going to come from, Mr. Nawab Malik?
देखिए, ऐसा है, वो जो सपने दिखा रहे हैं वो अपने पैसे से नहीं,
जी
हम फैसिलिटेटर बनेंगे, लोग अपने मकान बनाएंगे, कर्जा उपलब्ध करके देंगे,
जी
बहुत सारे बिल्डर आएंगे, शहर बनाएंगे, इमारतें बनाएंगे। इस तरह से वो टारगेट अचीव करना चाहते हैं।
जी
हमें लगता है कि 22,000 करोड़ रुपए जो उन्होंने शहरी विकास और हाउसिंग सेक्टर के लिए रखा है,
जी
पिछली सरकार, जब हम कोई शहर का विकास करना चाहते हैं तो पूरी तरह से पूरी तरह से रिन्यू करना पड़ेगा पूरे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर
दैट्स
को।
राइट।
जब यूपीए की सरकार थी उसने अर्बन रिन्यूअल मिशन के तहत हजारों करोड़ रुपए के करीब मुंबई शहर को 30-35 हजार करोड़ रुपए दिए।
जी
इस तरह से लाखों करोड़ की योजनाएं लाके शहरों का इंफ्रा
दैट्स राइट।
पूरा करने का काम किया। लेकिन ये सरकार कोई जिम्मेदारी ना लेके, उनको यही है कि भाई प्राइवेट सेक्टर से लोग आएंगे और पूरी तरह से काया पलट हो जाएगा।
भाई वो तो
हमें
ठीक है
लगता
नवाब
है-
मलिक साहब, आप सॉरी मैं आपको इंटरप्ट कर रहा हूँ, फिर मैं ये समझने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर से कोई आकर के इन्वेस्ट क्यों करेगा, नंबर एक। नंबर दो, अभी भी हाउसिंग स्टॉक इतना पड़ा हुआ है मुंबई शहर में ही पड़ा हुआ है। अगर आप मुंबई शहर की बात कर रहे हैं जो बिक नहीं रहा है, बिकॉज इट इज ओवर प्राइस्ड। नंबर टू, आपने इंटरेस्ट रेट्स कम नहीं किए, अभी तक वही उसी इंटरेस्ट रेट पे लोन मिल रहा है। ये प्लान तभी सक्सेसफुल हो सकती है, हाउसिंग प्लान जो है प्रधानमंत्री की, ये तभी सक्सेसफुल हो सकती है अगर आपका ईएमआई पे इंटरेस्ट रेट अगर आपका 5 या 5.5% हो, तो जाकर के होड़ होगी लोगों में कि भाई मैं जल्दी जल्दी अपना मकान खरीदूं ना। वो आपने इंटरेस्ट रेट कम नहीं किया, अभी भी आप 11 या 12% दे रहे हैं, कहीं 8%, 9%, 10%, 11% आप दे रहे हैं। इंडस्ट्रियल लोन जो आपको मिल रहा है वो आज की तारीख में भी 14 या 15% पे मिल रहा है। तो मेक इन इंडिया की जो बात है या ग्रो इन इंडिया की जो बात है, उसमें प्रावधान कहां है नवाब मलिक साहब?
नहीं, देखिए, मेक इन इंडिया का जो कंसेप्ट है अभी तक प्रधानमंत्री या पूरी तरह से बीजेपी के लोग खुद क्लियर नहीं है
जी।
पिछले 10 महीने में सबसे ज्यादा रोजगार देने वाला कोई इंडस्ट्री था तो रेडीमेड गारमेंट की इंडस्ट्री थी, जहाँ
जी।
मशीन पर बैठकर
जी।
लोग काम करते थे।
दैट्स राइट, एब्सोल्युटली।
10 महीने में पूरी इंडस्ट्री, वो सारे ब्रांड जो इंडिया के थे, फॉरेन ब्रांड तो छोड़ दीजिए,
जी
इंडियन ब्रांड भी पूरे बांग्लादेश की तरफ चले गए। रेमंड
जी।
के शर्ट भी बांग्लादेश में बन
जी।
रहे हैं और हिंदुस्तान में बिक रहे हैं।
जी
तो मेक इन इंडिया की आप बात कर रहे हो,
जी।
आपका सबसे ज्यादा रोजगार देने वाला सेक्टर ही भाग गया। अब मेक इन इंडिया का एक ही है कि बोफर्स कंपनी आए, तोप बनाए और हमें बेचे। हथियार बनाने वाली कंपनियां सिर्फ आएंगी और यहाँ बनाएंगी और आप ही को बेचेंगी।
और यहाँ पर
लेकिन
एक
यहाँ का
छोटी
इस्तेमाल-
एक छोटी चीज आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूँ। मतलब आखिरी सवाल आपसे ये है कि भाई मेक इन इंडिया की बात हो रही है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की बात हो रही है, लेकिन जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग आउटपुट है आज की तारीख में अगर देखा जाए, एज फार एज फैक्ट्री आउटपुट इज कंसर्न, इन द लास्ट 9 months the factory output index has come down from 3.9% to 1.6%। कहने का मतलब ये हुआ कि आपकी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कम हुई है। आप बिल्कुल दुरुस्त फरमा रहे हैं जी।
यही मैं कह रहा हूँ कि कहीं ना कहीं नेगेटिव ग्रोथ में हम लोग हैं।
जी
जो वस्तु भारत में बन रही थी, रेडीमेड सेक्टर सबसे बड़ा, एक जमाने में रेडीमेड गारमेंट एक्सपोर्ट करने का सबसे बड़ा हब था
जी,
वो आज पूरी तरह से चाइना उस पे हावी हो गया।
दैट्स राइट।
भारत की मार्केट में बिकने वाले जो ब्रांड थे वो भी यहाँ बन रहे थे, वो भी ब्रांड पूरी तरह से बांग्लादेश और श्रीलंका में शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं।
जी
तो कौन सी चीज यहाँ बनाएंगी ये अभी क्लियर नहीं है। अभी
जी।
इनको एक ही उम्मीद है कि हमारी जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइसेस है उसकी असेंबली यूनिट बड़े पैमाने पे यहाँ लगेगी।
जी।
एक वो और एक डिफेंस सेक्टर में इनको पूरी उम्मीद है। हमें लगता है कि जिस तरह से उम्मीद जताए हुए हैं, हमारा ही माल जो हमें खरीदना है सरकार को, वो शायद यहाँ बन पाए। बाकी इंडियन कंज्यूमर मार्केट के जो भी प्रोडक्ट है वो यहाँ का प्रोडक्शन का पूरी तरह से एक फैसला और इस सरकार ने किया है
जी
कि जो यहाँ के हमारे फार ईस्ट की कंट्रीज है, लाओस,
जी
म्यांमार, वहाँ पे भी हमारे इंडस्ट्री को लगाने के लिए उन्होंने परमिशन दी है
दैट्स
कि
राइट
वहाँ पे भी जाके आप कारखाने लगा सकते हो।
जी
तो जब चीप लेबर और वहाँ फैसिलिटीज मिलेगी तो मुझे लगता है और इंडस्ट्री, वीडियोकॉन जैसी या जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक क्षेत्र में काम करने वाली कंपनियां, हमें लगता है वो भी यहाँ से भाग जाएंगी और मेक इन इंडिया सिर्फ डिफेंस छोड़ के बाकी सेक्टर में कहीं नहीं रहेगा।
एंड वन फाइनल वर्ड फ्रॉम यू, जो फार्मा कंपनीज हैं, स्पेशली मेडिसिन जो हैं, जिसका जिक्र आपने पहले किया था यहीं पर इसी शो के दौरान, गोपाल शेट्टी साथ में थे। गोपाल शेट्टी साहब उसके बारे में कोई खास जवाब नहीं दे पाए। 108 ड्रग्स की जो लिस्ट आई, जो 8000 से, ग्लाइवेक नाम का जो ड्रग है, लाइफ सेविंग ड्रग, कैंसर ड्रग जो है, 8000 से जिसकी कीमत 1,08,000 रुपए हो गई, उस विषय के बारे में भी कुछ नहीं है। यानी वो ड्रग्स अभी भी उसी कीमत पर बिक रहे हैं जनाब।
देखिए, ऐसा है कि ये पूरी तरह से सरकार के निर्णय पूंजीपतियों के लिए है
जी
आज मोदी जी बहुत सारे भाषण में अपना उल्लेख कर रहे थे, मैं ये करने वाला हूँ, मैं ये करने वाला हूँ। क्या ये पूंजीपतियों के लिए है? हमारा सीधा सवाल है, अगर पूंजीपतियों के लिए आप निर्णय नहीं ले रहे हो
जी
तो वेल्थ टैक्स आपने क्यों खत्म किया?
दैट्स राइट
आपने कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स क्यों खत्म करने का काम किया?
जी
आप इस तरह से मेक इन इंडिया के नाम पे आपने बड़े पैमाने में वो कंपोनेंट जो इंडस्ट्री है बनाती है, वहाँ की आपने एक्साइज ड्यूटी कम करने का काम किया। तो बड़े पैमाने पे इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट लोगों को जो फायदा होता है वही आप फैसले कर रहे हैं। तो हमें नहीं लगता है कि ये सरकार किसान, मजदूर या गरीब के बारे में सोच रही है। सरकार पूंजीपतियों के माध्यम से आई है, उनको फायदा पहुंचाने के लिए ही सारे फैसले करेगी। और वो चाहे मेडिसिन का सेक्टर हो या और कोई सेक्टर हो, आज पूरे देश के वैज्ञानिक जो बीजों पे पूरी तरह से अध्ययन करने का काम कर रहे थे, वो पूरा कामकाज इस सरकार ने बंद करा दिया।
जी
उनका कहना है कि जो बायो प्रोडक्ट्स है, ये बायो टेक्नोलॉजी है, उसके जरिए अभी अध्ययन की जरूरत नहीं। हमारी जानकारी है कि एक देश का पूंजीपति दुनिया की बीज बनाने वाली कंपनियों से पूरे भारत की फ्रेंचाइजी लेना चाहता है,
दैट्स राइट।
ताकि भारत में कोई बीज बने ना और वो बीज के नाम पर पूरी तरह से भारत को अपने कब्जे में ले ले। ये भी एक षड्यंत्र इस सरकार के माध्यम से रचा जा रहा है।
जी दुरुस्त बात है। और ये आप बात अकेले नवाब मलिक साहब ही नहीं कह रहे, तकरीबन सभी लोगों ने कहा। पिछली मर्तबा किशोर तिवारी जी जब हमारे साथ थे, उन्होंने भी यही बात कही, मेधा पाटकर ने भी यही बात कही, राजू शेट्टी साहब ने भी यही बात करी। जितने भी फार्म एक्टिविस्ट हैं, जितने भी एग्रीकल्चर से जुड़े हुए लोग हैं, भले वो वंदना शिवा हों या MS सुब्रमण्यम हो, सब लोगों ने, MS स्वामीनाथन हो, माफ कीजिएगा, सब लोगों ने यही बात करी है कि जहां तक के सीड सिक्योरिटी का सवाल है हिंदुस्तान का, ऐसा लग रहा है कि हिंदुस्तान ने एक बार फिर अपने आप को ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को बेच दिया है। नवाब मलिक साहब, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका हमसे बात करने के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू
जी, थैंक यू विजय सर, थैंक यू।
Now, the point over here is, Pradeep, that as far as the Prime Minister is concerned, you know, the intentions are very good, all right? इरादे बहुत अच्छे हैं, the intentions are good. But as they say, the way to hell is paved with the best of intentions. And that's exactly what seems to be happening over here, because where is the money going to come from? The point is, you have allocated just 22,407 crores for housing, for poor housing. 22,407 crore. और आपको चाहिए about $1 trillion. Now, where is that money going to come from? Unless and until you incentivize all those people who are going to go into real estate, who are actually going to build houses for the rural poor and for the urban poor. What are you doing? Pradeep?
Sir, they expect more than $300 billion to come in the way of FDI देश के अंदर, and that Land Acquisition Act is in that roadmap for that. Now, I don't think the
So what are you saying? So what are you
FDIs
saying
are not
here?
FDI,
No.
FDI
Hang
will
on,
not be for the poor. And
hang on a minute. So what you're essentially saying is that the linchpin of this entire economic growth is the land acquisition bill. Without that, there is nothing. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, sir. The entire things, the crux of the matter is, unless you make things favorable for the people, but one is that investment has to come into the country, then only there will be growth. There will be, as we talk about reducing inflation and increasing growth, that seems to be the only way. Other way of slowly increasing the growth is by the way of rail bonds and irrigation bonds, and which the government intend to do. But that itself will not be such a big, huge measure where the money is flowing in. But most of the money that is going to guaranteed or presumably
But
going
that's
to
a
come
long-term
is
process.
$300
Nobody.
billion.
What about now? Because we are facing a crisis right now. Now, whereas I agree with you on most things, especially with regard to growth, especially with regard to FDI, that is foreign direct investments, which is absolutely all right. But for this to bear fruit, it will take at least a year, as has been rightly pointed out, at least by a very few people. Exceptions to the rule, because most economists, most analysts say it's a great budget, 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, and so on and so forth. This is a post-dated check. Let's be very clear. And you can encash the check only next year. एक साल के लिए क्या करेंगे? जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आज महाराष्ट्र में, पंजाब में, उत्तर प्रदेश में हर जगह पे बरसात हुई है। जो रबी क्रॉप थी वो 30% डिस्ट्रॉय हो गई है। आज किसान क्या करेगा बेचारा? Will he wait for the land acquisition bill to go through? Will he wait for investment to come? Will he wait for some industry to be taken up over there? Will he wait for his land to be sold at about say 5 times or 10 times the price? What does he do right now? Pradeep?
Sir, as the CM, if you talk about Maharashtra, as the CM of Maharashtra already said that 82% of the entire land where agriculture is done is dry land. Is dry land, and number two is there's no way immediate irrigation वहाँ जाने का कोई चांस ही नहीं, because 75,000 करोड़ जो सब पार्टी मिलके जो पिछले 15-20 साल से खा गए, तो खा गए. I mean, nothing has been done. Nobody's in jail.
And we can't get that money back at the moment with us. All right, Pradeep, at the moment with us, we have our very old friend, Mr. Prahlad Kakkar. Good evening, Prahlad.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. How are you? Good talking to you after a long, long time.
I know that.
I was told that you were making a movie with Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise. Is that right?
Yes.
and you had Lady Gaga in the lead. Isn't that right?
Lady Gaga in the lead. Absolutely.
Right. So are you gaga over this budget, Prahlad?
Well, I'm not totally gaga, but I'd give it 8 out of 10 if it's implemented correct. And the main thing is in the implementation. So remember,
Right.
Politicians come and go every 5 years.
Yes.
Policy is written on paper.
Right.
Implementation is done by the bureaucracy.
Yes.
If it doesn't suit them, like it didn't suit them to liberalize
Yes.
and give up the license Raj,
Yes.
and it was actually implemented in Narasimha Rao's time,
Right.
it's still not been implemented.
Yes.
You know, because they've just hung on to it because that is what gives them power.
Right.
So if they feel that there's any dilution of their importance,
Yes.
they're going to sabotage it.
But that's exactly what's going to happen here. But apart from that, the very principle of this budget, you're
Yes.
talking about 8 out of 10. My point is, this budget is a post-dated check. You know,
It is a post-dated check.
Right.
There's no question about that.
Yes.
But the point is that at least it's a post-dated check. You can take it to court.
Right. Now, my only thing is, what do people do right now? We've got a major crisis on hand. We've got an agrarian crisis. Okay, let's not talk about it because we've talked about it ad nauseum. And,
Yes.
and a large number of people in the city are very, very sick and tired of hearing about farmer suicide. Even today, 4 farmers have committed suicide. Now, all I'm asking you is,
Yes.
if you go down Mumbai, you live in Mumbai, I
Right.
presume you still do now and then, apart from the fact,
Now and then, yes.
apart from the fact, of course, that you've got a lovely house on Hollywood Boulevard in LA. But
in Lakshadweep, not in LA.
sounds the same. Sounds the same. Sounds
At
the
least-
same.
At least I can breathe. At least I
Exactly.
can breathe pure air without coughing.
Exactly like Arun Jaitley's budget. LA or LD means the same thing. Now, my point is, if you go down Mumbai, drive down Mumbai, you will see
Yes.
one real estate site after site after site after site where no work is going on. Nothing is going on. My point is, what do these people do right now? You allocated 22,407 crores for low-cost housing. You want to
Yes.
build 6 crore houses in the next 5 years, and you've allocated 22,407 crores, whereas you actually need around $1 trillion because 6 crore houses means 36,000 crore square feet. That requires at least $1 trillion.
But why do we need six? Why do we need 6 crore houses? Because we can sort of rotate them.
Right, but my point is, where's the money going to come from? And the money will come certainly from builders, money will come from buyers, only if you reduce interest rates. Now, nothing of that sort seems to have happened. If you remember, during Vajpayee's time, there was a
Yes.
housing boom because the EMIs had been reduced to around 5%, 5 to
Correct.
5.5%. Unless and until they do that, nobody's going to buy these houses. Prahlad.
That's also very true. But eventually that's going to happen. But you see, the Reserve Bank is also worried about lowering interest rates because of the inflationary, pressure that it has. So it's a
Yes.
catch-22 situation, either ways. You know, let's stabilize the inflation.
Yes.
Let's get production on the way. Now, one of the biggest issues is the land reform things,
Yes.
the buying of land, agricultural land for industrialization. If we cannot buy cheap land for industrialization, there is going to be no impetus.
Right.
If there's going to be no impetus, we are not going to be number one country in kuch nahi.
We're not going to be number one anything. Let's be very clear
Anything.
on that.
Okay, so
Right.
let's understand that the land bill is a very important bill
Yes.
because if it's implemented properly and
Yes.
if the farmers get a fair deal out of it,
Which
not
they
only
are.
will they get employment in the factories that are going to come up there,
Right.
but also industry will be encouraged to set up factories outside of cities.
No, Prahlad, I'll take you back a little bit. Reverse order.
Yes.
You just said something. Let me bring that to you. You said, let's inflation stabilize. All right? You
Yes.
can't lower interest rates because you put more money in the hands of people. People are going to start spending, and as a result of it, inflation is going to go up.
Right.
But the first thing that this budget has done is to have increased prices immediately because 2% service tax from 12% has gone up to 14%. Now, come on.
That is a disaster area. I mean, out of the entire budget, that's the only real disaster that I
But
find.
that's what has affected everybody. Now everybody's screaming about it. And on budget day itself, on 28th February itself, you
Yes.
increase diesel and petrol prices. Come on. I mean,
No,
come
no.
on.
See, all that is fine. This business of the service tax is going
Yes.
to affect all the professionals of this country.
Everybody.
And what makes this country tick are the professionals.
Yes.
And you can't penalize them for the pursuit of excellence.
You
Because
can't
they start
penalize them
cutting
for
corners.
being honest. Now, wait a
Yes.
minute, Prahlad. We are being honest. You can't
Yes.
penalize us for our honesty.
No, not only
That's
that,
exactly what's
but
happened.
as a matter of fact, they should lower the service tax
That's
to 10%.
right. It should have gone down to 10%.
Yes.
Instead
it
of
should
that,
have
it's
gone
gone
down
up to
to
14%.
10%. Yeah. Which is ridiculous. I think that's a huge faux pas, and it's going to come back and bite somebody in the ass.
Absolutely. Absolutely, that's exactly what's going to happen. So, which means everything becomes more expensive. Bollywood is more expensive. Production
Yes.
becomes more expensive.
Everything,
Your business
everything.
is more expensive. My business
Everything.
is more expensive.
All independent, self-employed professionals have to pay more.
Yes.
And if they pass it on to the consumer, so eventually it's the consumer who's paying.
Right. Now listen, Prahlad. Over here, I would like to ask you this. Now, let's move away from the budget because enough has been said about the budget. Yeah, ठीक है, budget. And budget anyway, it can be tweaked a little bit. Later on, you
Yes,
have
yes,
some more amendments. You have the whole year. It is just one finance bill. Essentially, it is a bill to see to it that the government doesn't go bankrupt, that there is money released from the treasury for paying the various debts that the government has incurred or is likely to incur in the coming
forget
year.
about that, just as salaries.
Yes, absolutely. So let's not talk about it because in any event, the budget per se has lost its importance, as it used to have, say, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. But
Right.
in your opinion, what has been Narendra Modi's performance like so far in these last 9 months or 10 months?
Well, it's promised to happen, but it's yet to happen.
Right? It's 9 months, remember, 9 months.
Yeah, well, 9 months you produce babies. You don't produce what you call economic growth in countries.
Right? So what has Mr. Modi produced up till now, 9 months, in your
Hopefully not too many babies, but
opinion? You're right.
but whatever he has implemented to date,
Yes.
in terms of discipline, in terms of morale, in terms of sentiment, it has been on the right track.
So, which means what you're really saying is that what he has done is
That-
he's actually given a sense of optimism, at least to the economy. That
Yes.
come
No,
on,
but
invest over here.
what he hasn't done,
Yes.
and which is going to eventually come back and really affect him and his party in a very, very big way, is that there are two realizations that have been completely ignored. One is that this country voted for development
Yes.
and economics.
Right.
They didn't vote for Hindutva.
They didn't. Yes.
Okay? Now, what has happened is that within his own party, there's such a lot of indiscipline going on
Yes.
that they are shooting themselves in the foot.
That's right. And in the head.
And he's worried about the fact that does he worry about the economic growth of the country,
Yes.
or does he worry about muzzling his fringe lunatics?
Yes.
Now, the fringe lunatics are being encouraged by a whole lot of vested interests within his own party who don't particularly want him to succeed.
Yes. Looks like it.
You see, you must understand that. No, it is it.
Yes.
And we must understand that whenever there's a Hindutva, what you call fringe loony, what you call speaking his mouth off, he is against Modi.
Absolutely.
Let's be very clear about that.
Absolutely.
And why is he against Modi? Is because Modi will bring in a certain amount of discipline, which is good for the rest of the country,
Right.
but they don't want to be disciplined.
Yes. No, but
Okay.
apart from that, now, wait a minute, Prahlad. Even
Yeah.
today, we had somebody called Sadhvi Prachi
Yes.
yesterday talking
Yes.
about boycotting all the films of Amir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and Salman Khan.
I
I mean,
mean,
what
she's-
kind of madness is that?
No, it's not madness. When I talk about fringe loonies, she is one of the fringe loonies.
Yes.
They need to be institutionalized. Now,
Right.
what Mr. Modi managed to do in Gujarat, if you look at his track record in Gujarat for the last 10 years,
Yes.
he managed to muzzle all the loonies.
Yes.
Okay? He has to do the same thing now in India, but it's proving a little more difficult
Right.
because each of them thinks that they got elected on their own strength.
Yes. Not because
They
of
don't
Modi.
realize that nobody
They got
knows who the hell they are.
elected. Yes. They got
They
elected
were
because of
elected
Modi.
because they were supposed to be Modi's party.
Yes. Right.
Now, once if he doesn't crack the whip and bring them into line, they will shoot themselves in the foot and they'll shoot him in the foot.
So, which means that if he doesn't muzzle them, there's every possibility that we
Yes.
will see more and more of the Aam Aadmi Party phenomenon all over the country. That's what's going to happen.
You'll see more of Delhi elections.
Yes, more Delhi elections where they've been
Yes.
reduced to 3. So, which means if Mr. Modi doesn't watch out, there's every possibility that the Bharatiya Janata Party might come back to its original 2 seats in 1984. If
Well,
he doesn't watch it.
I'll tell you something.
Yes.
That, there are lots of people within the party who would be
Yes.
very happy to see that.
Who? For example, who?
There are lots of people who can't stand his guts.
One is Sadhvi Prachi. All right. Who are the others?
Yes. All the
Sakshi
loonies.
Maharaj.
Sakshi Maharaj, there is that. Even the RSS chap, the head of the RSS, Mr.
Mohan
Bhagwat.
Bhagwat. Yes.
Yes. I mean, what is he trying to do?
Right. I mean, come on, attacking Mother Teresa? I mean, you have to be kidding. There has to be something wrong with you. To do
No, I
that.
mean, they might have picked certain statements out of context, and made into a huge issue, but they completely lack credibility. And they are alienating themselves even more and more from the Hindu mainstream.
That's
you
right.
see, what they don't understand is that all this following, the hardcore Hindu following,
Yes.
is about 15% of the Hindu population.
No, Prahlad, as an advertising professional, as a media professional, as a man
Yes.
who is specialized in messaging, what
Yes.
would you advise the Prime Minister to do now? Because his government has taken a beating, whether you like it or not. It has.
You
So-
see,
so
of
what would
course,
you
his
advise him
government
to
is
do?
taken a beating and will continue to do so.
Yes.
Because they are not allowing him to concentrate on what
Right.
he promised.
So what would you like him to do?
What I would like him to do is make his 2IC, what's his name, the gentleman who was in charge of all the elections,
Mr. Amit Shah, yes.
Amit Shah, and make him his hitman and say, it's your job to muzzle everybody
Right.
and to sideline them if you have to, but as long as I don't have to do it.
Right.
So let him not lose his Hindu hardcore vote.
Yes.
Let him use Amit Shah to do it, because Amit Shah, it doesn't matter. He is the guy who's a hatchet man.
Right.
So let him go out and hatchet these guys and keep them in line.
Heinrich Himmler to Adolf Hitler. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yes, kind of.
Didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. All right, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. But I tell you what, when Mr. Modi had come to power, really and
No,
truly,
but
all of us,
you know what
no, Prahlad, just listen to me. We were all very enthused. I still remember way back when, in 2008, 2009, when I used to talk about Mr. Narendra Modi as Gujarat Chief Minister, probably becoming the Prime Minister of India, a lot of
Yes.
people used to laugh at me. All right? They used to say it's never going to happen. When it
No,
did actually happen,
I never laughed,
all right,
and
you
I
did. You
always
were one of
believed
the-
that it would happen.
You are one of the few people who actually believed, but I was actually able
Yes.
to show you over 33,000 SMSs that had actually come where people had said, we want Mr. Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister of India. But
Yes.
now what has happened is, because of all these guys, you know, these Nathuram Godse, stupid, idiotic people who are all around, Nathuram Godse worshipping characters, they have
Yes.
destroyed Mr. Modi's credibility. Now, how does he restore
Not
it?
yet. Because
All right,
people
dented
still-
it, dented it.
Yeah, well, they are on the process of doing it, but it's a very deliberate campaign. You
Yes.
must understand this is not accidental,
Yes,
because it cannot be. It's far too systematic.
right.
You know, there's no let up. One guy shuts up, the other guy pokes up.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
know, where did Sadhvi Prachi suddenly appear from?
Correct.
Nobody's
If
ever
there-
heard of her.
If there's
you know?
Niranjan Jyoti, then there is suddenly Sadhvi Prachi, right?
Yeah,
But,
and nobody's ever heard of them. Who the hell are they?
but that Niranjan Jyoti is in his cabinet. But in any event, Prahlad, so your advice to Mr. Narendra Modi would be, tell these guys to shut up, let me do my work. Let
Yes,
me
but he cannot do it himself,
Right.
because he's the Prime Minister of this country. He's not a policeman.
Right. And,
Okay.
and communication skill in terms
Yes.
of the Land Acquisition Act, because I'll tell you what has happened. In the
Yes.
Land Acquisition Bill, the message has gone around, this is anti-farmer, anti-poor,
It
pro-corporate,
is not. It is very
pro-Adani,
pro-farmer.
pro-Ambani. That's the message which has gone out.
It is very pro-farmer. It is going to help this country. It's going to help the farmer. It's a win-win situation. I don't know what the hell these chaps are up to.
But I tell you what, BJP had the best communication skills during the election campaign.
Yes.
They seem to have lost it now. Why?
Well,
Because they
Because
don't have
Mr.
Prahlad Kakkar with them.
and they don't have Mr. Modi actually at the helm of their communication.
And they don't have Mr. Modi talking to Prahlad Kakkar every day.
He never did.
Right, Prahlad, thank you very much for talking to us. But nothing but Bollywood, and you are very unhappy with the service tax. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is a disastrous thing.
So it must be withdrawn immediately.
It should be rolled back
It
to
should
10%.
be rolled back. Roll back.
Yeah.
Right, roll back. Right, Prahlad. Thank you very much. And all the best in Lakshadweep. Thank you very much.
Thank
So,
you.
Thank you so much. Some people have all the luck in the world. There is Prahlad Kakkar swimming in the verdant waters of the Indian Ocean, absolutely clean, breathing clean air in Lakshadweep. Pradeep, service tax has
service
come
is
around
fantastic.
to
Yes.
bite Mr.
Though the
Modi.
budget, as everybody says, it's a pro-development. It's a pro-development budget. But the most important thing, as you said, apart from service tax, there is not even a token relief for the salaried middle-class people. And that is what is slightly shocking.
It's hurting everybody.
It's hurting because
Right.
what happened when nothing has happened really, as the country is just thought of moving ahead, the policies are just being framed.
जी.
हर चीज सिर्फ हो रहा है, सिर्फ sentiments, positive sentiments create किया गया पूरे देश में, और ऐसे स्थिति में जब सिर्फ positive sentiments create किए गए, हमने आम आदमी को भूल गया. We have forgotten the middleman.
अरे भाई, कहने का मतलब ये
the
हुआ कि
common,
आपने
common,
भाई,
yeah.
प्रदीप जी, आपने कहीं इन्वेस्टमेंट करी किसी चिट फंड में, उन्होंने आपको 200 के करीब पोस्ट डेटेड चेक दे दिए। अब वो चेक पता नहीं कैश होंगे या नहीं होंगे, मालूम नहीं है। कहने का मतलब ये हुआ आज की तारीख में। और दूसरी चीज़ ये है, क्योंकि सर्विस टैक्स बढ़ा दिया, वो तो इमीडिएटली पिंच करता है। आपने हमारे पर्सनल इनकम टैक्स में कोई आपने रिलीफ नहीं दिया और सर्विस टैक्स बढ़ा दिया। यानी जब भी आप किसी रेस्टोरेंट में जाएंगे, कोई चीज़ खरीदेंगे, कुछ भी करेंगे, आपको 2% ज़्यादा देना ही है। प्रदीप,
Exactly, sir. This is means जब first step या second step हमने लिया looking towards double digit growth. We have promised, the government has promised us double digit growth. और the first step आपने positive sentiments create किया 8-9 महीने में सब जगह, हाँ ये हो रहा वो हो रहा, $300 billion से यहाँ से आ रहा है, FDI आ रहा है, FIs, the market's moving, everything is moving. But at the same time, when you have forgotten the middle class person, the simple middle class salaried employee,
Right.
उनके बारे में आपने सोचा ही नहीं. This is a cause of concern because आगे जाके आप क्या करने वाले?
No, exactly
Are you
what
going to
we
totally
are-
forget him? Are you going to be only pro development, pro business, pro entrepreneurship? Where and what about the middle class, working class?
what about the salaried employee?
Yes.
Where
That-
are
that-
his
that's-
salaries
that's the
going to come
biggest fear.
from? और वहां पर भी आपने ईपीएफ जो है ऑप्शनल कर दिया। अभी एम्प्लॉइज प्रोविडेंट फंड जो है वो आपने ऑप्शनल कर दिया है। अब now my point is that was one huge security for all employees. अब ईपीएफ को भी आपने ऑप्शनल कर दिया और वहां से भी आप जो हैं, जो अनक्लेम्ड है उसको लेकर के आप डाल रहे हैं जनाब अपने सो कॉल्ड प्रोजेक्ट्स में। Now my point is people are feeling kind of weird because where is the money going to come into the pocket of the salaried class?
सर आपने टोकन रिलीफ कॉर्पोरेट्स को दे दी। आप कोई भी एनालिस्ट को पूछेंगे तो बोले नहीं 5 साल में है, 5 साल में 30 का 25 हो जाएगा। But why not token relief for a common man? Why not token
Right.
relief for a salaried middle class to show him that yes, I think of you. आप भी हो टीम में, you are a part of our team. That has not happened, and that is shocking. And nobody seems to be raising that objections in the Modi government, within the government, telling yes, we should have thought about. If you look at Prabhu's budget, I mean the railway budget, उसमें गरीब से गरीब आदमी के लिए उन्होंने कहा कि मैं आपके लिए ये रखा हूं कि आपको एक्सेस डब्बा जो गरीब से गरीब आदमी जो जा सकता है उसके लिए एक्सेस डब्बा मैंने हर
जी।
ट्रेन में। He has catered to every segment across the population.
That's right.
Why could not the finance minister think about the salaried middle class? And
About
this
the
is-
middle class that voted for him.
that voted for him. Yeah,
Right.
expectations. आप टोकन रिलीफ तो दे देते, 1 लाख आपने स्लैब बढ़ा दिया तो क्या होता? But at least ये होता कि आप सोच रहे हो हमारे बारे में. You are thinking of the common man. You are thinking of the post.
Right at the moment with us, we've got the other Kejriwal. We've got Mr. Arun Kejriwal. Mr. Arun Kejriwal, very good evening.
Good evening, Rajiv.
Good evening, good evening. And Mr. Kejriwal, so congratulations to you. The Nifty has touched 9,000, which is amazing. And what do you expect will happen now?
Well, it clearly states that the budget, which had investors marked all over it,
Right.
has been demonstrated, accepted, and proven with the rally, the
Right.
budget,
Right.
and 2 days, even 2 consecutive working days after the budget.
Right.
So if anybody says that market does not understand the budget or did not understand the budget, I would stand corrected.
No, but Arun, this could also be because of the push that the government has given to various buying institutions, to various of its own financial institutions to start buying. Isn't that right?
Well, I mean, we have been hearing this thing right since the last 50 years.
That's right.
That the financial institutions owned by the government
Yes.
do it. But let's understand, so far there has been no known instance of an FII doing that activity on behalf of the government.
No, it hasn't.
Yes.
So which means it's an FII budget, right? Isn't that what you're
That's
saying?
why I said markets and investor. Now the biggest investors in the Indian market are FIIs.
Right.
So they are the ones who have got their issues resolved in this budget, whether it is residency, whether it is anti-GAR, avoidance of GAR, whether
Yes.
it was concerning FII, FDI,
Right.
FTI.
Or retrospective tax.
Absolutely.
And so on and so
all these
forth.
factors
Yes.
have certainly been resolved.
Right.
And if you go by my hunch, the fact that Jayant Sinha is Minister of State for Finance did help matters.
No, but over here, which is great. But the only worrying thing over here is, and Arun, we are sorry to disturb you at home, but all the same, thank you so much for joining us. But the only thing is, the retrospective tax law still remains on the books. He has only said that he's not going to use it. That's all.
No. 1 minute.
Yes.
The categorical statement on the retrospective tax is that GAR will be effective April 2017.
Yes.
Point one. And point two, it will be a prospective tax, not a retrospective tax.
Right.
So
Right.
anything that will happen from April will be if you did something on 1st April or later.
Yes.
Something that you have done today, which is legal within
Yes.
the laws,
Yes.
will not come under GAR simply because it is deemed to be something that you have done.
Right. So which means most of our tax authorities, most of the people who are working, say, in CBDT, and most of the other guys who are working in the other departments of the government are going to be very, very unhappy. Isn't that right? Arun?
No, it's not a question of unhappy. I'll give you one very simple example.
Yes.
A very noted chartered accountant and a public speaker in Bombay had told us 2 years ago when GAR was introduced that there are states where incentives are announced by the center for investing in those states simply because they need to develop those states.
Ji.
Say, for example, Himachal.
Ji.
Now, you went and set up a factory in Himachal Pradesh and took the benefit of tax for that.
Yes.
8 years later, when that entire tax rebate was over,
Yes.
the income tax authority could say that you set up this factory to avoid tax and therefore you are coming under GAR.
Yes.
Now, in this latest budget, for example, there are incentives given for investing in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana.
Yes.
So if somebody decides in 2019 or 2020 to say, Rajiv, what you did in 2015 was wrong, it was with the intention of cheating the government or taking away some taxes which were normally due to it, you would say, what the hell? I mean, I have done it as per the state law on that time.
That's right. That's right.
So this is what prospective and retrospective means.
Now over here, no, hang on. The one thing which everybody wants to know, and I'm sure you're the man to do it, since you talked about center-state relations, since you talked about federalism, the fact remains that because of the confusion created between state law and central law, there are a large number of, I know for a fact, large number of multinationals who want to come into the country but are unable to do so because they are not really sure what's going to happen next.
Correct.
So-
There are some issues, no doubt about it.
So when is clarity going to come on that?
Well, what I understand is, and I would be having the opportunity at a meeting over this weekend, get to meet DFM
Yes.
and raise certain issues which I have in mind and certain other people are bringing in mind.
Like, for example, what?
That there are these issues that you're talking about,
Yes.
confusion between center and state.
Yes.
There are certain matters which pertain only to the center and there are certain matters which pertain only to the state.
Right.
So they are getting resolved. The federalism that is being talked about is that the states are being empowered to have more money in their hands because at the end of the day, you physically reside in a state.
Yes.
Every individual physically resides in a state, though, so even irrespective of the fact that he can move all around the country. So there are certain more expenditures. So जैसे वो कहते हैं ना बिजली पानी कपड़ा मकान
जी,
वो
जी, जी.
घूम फिर के स्टेट से मिलता है सेंटर से नहीं मिलता.
Gee.
So there are these issues, but the fact that the amount to devolve to a state from the total tax collection, which has been increased significantly,
Yes.
is also moving towards GST, which is now on schedule for 1st April 2016.
Yes. Now, but the only
So-
thing I hope that happens. But the other thing which I wanted to draw your attention to was, in terms of Make in India, in terms of 100 smart cities, in terms of all the Prime Minister's pet projects, all that found no mention at all in this finance bill. I hope it comes as this, as the budget session goes along. And most importantly, what I was disappointed about was, as far as the interest rates were concerned, in terms of housing. Now, how are you going to finance these 6 crore houses? How are you going to do that? That is not very clear at all from the budget. Arun.
No, Rajiv. Everything that is mentioned as a scheme need not find its corresponding mechanism to be necessarily detailed into the budget. You need to buy a house. There will be housing set up.
Right.
There will be detailed schemes and annexures which will be available when this affordable housing starts happening. So
Yeah.
let's not talk of an
No,
affordable.
but it happened. But it happened during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time. He reduced interest rates right down to 5.2%, if you
well,
remember,
interest
in terms
rate,
of MIs on housing loans.
Rajiv, interest rate reduction is not a part of the budget.
Right, I agree with you.
Interest rate is RBI.
Yes, I agree with
If-
you. But
if-
an indication could have been given by the finance minister.
Well, if I have to add to that, for the first time we have done a historic thing where the government and the RBI have come together
Right.
and on one platform on what is inflation and what is their trajectory for these norms to be met.
Gee.
Now, the fact that both of them are now in agreement on what are their targets, once these targets start falling into place, you will see the necessary reduction in interest rates happening.
So when do you
Today-
expect the positive effects of this budget to start trickling down to the rest of the population? When?
Well, the next RBI policy review happens in the month of April.
Right.
And I'm quite sure that in that April meeting, if not already done earlier, you'll see the first round of rate cut starting all over again
Fantastic.
for the financial year 15-16.
I hope it happens. I think Pradeep wants to ask you a question. Pradeep, go ahead. Arun.
Arunji, how do you believe the mood of the government in controlling the three C's? The Congress couldn't control the three C's, CBI, CVC, CAG. एक से 50, all the top corporates have cases against them. All the top directors are either attending CBI, SEBI, CVC, CAG. How do you think, don't you think controlling the three C's will also give a boost to development?
प्रदीप, अगर आप लफड़ा करोगे तो आपको इनके चक्कर काटने पड़ेंगे.
जी.
तो ये इसके लिए तो आप जिम्मेदार हो और कोई जिम्मेदार
शाबाश.
नहीं हो सकता.
जी.
तो चाहे वो मुकेश अंबानी हो, अनिल अंबानी हो, शशि रुइया हो, SDIL हो, 50 ऐसे डायरेक्टर जो टॉप 50 में आते हैं, सबके खिलाफ
देखिए,
केसेस है.
हफ्ते में 4 बार या इनकम टैक्स यानी CBDT यानी CAG या CVC या CBI. कहने का मतलब ये हुआ.
सर, कहने का मतलब ये है
जी.
कि अगर आपने कुछ कारनामे ऐसे किए हैं
जी.
जिसमें कि इनको मौका मिलता है आपको बुलाने का,
जी.
तो बड़े लोग को बुलाएंगे तो ही इनकी दफ्तर की शान बढ़ेगी.
जी जनाब. अब यहाँ पर ये तो खैर बंदा जवाब मिल गया आपका. अब यहाँ पे ये जानना चाह रहा हूँ आपसे कि कोल ब्लॉक ऑक्शन जो पहले हुए, in that there was a huge amount that was collected by the government. You expect the same thing to continue even in the second lot and the 4G auction which is coming up, rather the bandwidth auction which is coming up. 4G is already done and dusted. Do you expect the same thing to continue, or do you think there will be a kind of a petering off? Arun.
Well, let's understand. In the coal block, the money has been collected, but the money goes to the states.
Right.
In spectrum,
Ji.
the money will be collected, but it will come to the center.
Ji.
So there is a difference between the recipient in the first case and the second case.
Ji.
As far as my expectation of how much money could be collected in the second round, it will be large because the number of blocks to be auctioned in the second and third round would be large.
Approximately how much?
Well, I don't know.
10
there
lakh
was some
crores,
figure,
6 lakh
there
crores,
was-
how much?
There was a figure that came, but all I can say is that the estimate of Mr. Rai when he said 1.76 lakh crores,
Ji.
today that 1.76 lakh crores looks like a very understated number.
Right.
So if anybody, we had some ministers who taught us mathematics and who taught us basics that if nothing is mined, there is nothing lost.
Ji.
But all those things are now being proved that people are more than willing to
I hope
bid
it
for
happens, because the last time the auction took place, we could not collect even 20,000 crores. The amount that was collected was somewhere around 8,500 crores. As far
No,
as
no,
spectrum auction is concerned.
Rajiv, I
Ji.
think you are getting your numbers wrong.
Ji.
The amount that is collected is not just this. It also includes the royalty that you have to pay, and it also
Right.
includes the per ton amount that you have to pay over the estimated reserves as and when you do
I
it.
am not talking about the coal block auctions. I am talking about the 2G spectrum auctions.
Well,
Ji.
the 2G part is separate. I was talking about the coal block.
No,
part.
coal block, you're absolutely on the button. There's no doubt at all over there. Over there, the government has succeeded beyond all
And-
expectations.
And if you notice
Ji.
that there was some foul play suspected in couple of mines,
Ji.
so they have opened the bids for that,
Right.
and they're examining it.
Now,
and I
now,
believe,
before you came in, Arun, one final word from you. Before you came in, what Pradeep was mentioning was that there is a bit of tokenism involved in the budget as well, because from 30% you've reduced the corporate tax to 25% over the next 4 years or 5 years. All right, so it's just 5%, which is all right. But why couldn't the same amount of tokenism also be there for the middle class salaried employee? Why couldn't that have happened?
I think we are all forgetting that in July we got a bounty.
Right.
Right in the month of July, we were all given a bounty. The tax-free exemption limit was raised from 1 lakh to 1,50,000. At the end of the day, we haven't yet started earning. जो अच्छे दिन की बात है, उसका impact आने में 1 से 2 साल लगेगा.
कहने का मतलब ये हुआ, this is a post-dated check. This budget is a post-dated check. मतलब ये हुआ.
No, we are being shown the direction. We are being given direction. We are being given the way things will happen going forward. Even the tokenism that you are talking about, corporate tax, there is no cut in tax this year.
No, there isn't.
So they have also been told over the next 4 years we'll reduce it to 25.
So that's exactly what I meant. So it's a post-dated check.
But
hopefully
here,
we should be able to cash it 2 or 3 years later at some point in time, right?
But here also for the individual, certain benefit has been given on health insurance.
Yes.
And
which is 25,000 rupees, which is neither here nor there. But all right, at least he's thought about it. At least he's thought about it, and at least he's thought about insurance for the poor, for the rural poor, and so on and so forth, which had never been done before, which I think is a good thing.
Even the thought process about having a social security system to start off with in this country.
No, that's great. That's good, because you need something like that over here, because you don't have it. Because finally, yes, absolutely. Finally, you need to get into a regime where everybody has a social security number, just like in the US, where if you lose your job, at least for the next 6 months, you'll at least be able to get the last salary drawn.
Rajiv, let me say one thing which is completely different. We are all forgetting the fact that all the intent, all the reforms, all the direction is great.
Right.
At the end of the day, they can all materialize only if the economy itself delivers.
That's right.
Currently, if you notice, in the last 12 months, though the economy has bottomed out, the deterioration in the economy has stopped.
Yes.
The incremental growth that we are all talking and expecting hasn't kicked off in the manner in which it is expected.
Yes.
So we are still struggling to sort of, find our place.
So in effect, what you're really saying is, what Mr. Arun Jaitley has done is, he has provided us with a road. It's up to us whether we take a left turn or a right turn, we walk on the road, we fly on the road, or we do whatever. Ultimately, it all depends upon us as well. It'll have to be both the government and the people.
Absolutely.
We'll have to work together to see that this thing succeeds. Now, let's hope it does. Anyway, Arun, we'll talk to you again after you've had your meeting with the finance minister. Hopefully, it'll be a good meeting, and hopefully, you'll be able to convince him to withdraw the service tax increase.
Well, I think on that issue, there is hardly any scope for discussion, because please understand, when GST is introduced...
There you go again. I knew Arun and Arun, they share the same name. He shares the first name with the finance minister and his surname with the Delhi chief minister. So it is impossible to debate with him. Anyway, Arun, thank you very much for talking to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pradeep, so service tax, no rollback. Isn't that sad?
Yes, sir. I mean, I beg to differ with Arun Kejriwalji also, when he says tokenism could not be done where the salaried middle class is concerned, because you got a bounty last year. I mean, what happens if a bounty last year? Why can't you
What
include
bounty? And 50,000 is hardly a bounty.
And
Where is the question of a bounty?
What
1
the
lakh,
slabs?
1 लाख से आपने लिमिट बढ़ा करके 1.5 लाख कर दी, वो क्या बाउंटी हुई? 1 लाख से लिमिट बढ़ा करके अगर 2.5 लाख होती, तो हम मान सकते थे कि भाई बाउंटी है. So we would not have expected anything at all this time. But 1,50,000 is hardly anything.
Hardly anything. Pension funds I mean, you have not provided a relief. And this, as I say, as on today, I don't have anything in my pockets. I don't see what is coming. I don't see what I'm saving. मैं क्या save करता हूँ, what I earn. I mean, there's nothing. There's no change.
And whatever you had in your pocket will be taken away by the service tax.
Well, yes. And I'm paying everywhere. On the phone calls, on the purchase of a pen, on the purchase of anything, on any service that I take, I'm paying. I'm paying more. I'm paying, the common man is paying more. And
that's right. On everything.
That is a matter of concern. There's no doubt in the budget that all the analysts have been discussing with you, and they have said there's a splitted budget. Everybody says a splitted budget.
I don't say it. I don't say it's a splitted budget. No.
But as a middle class salaried employee,
but then
I don't know what I'm getting. What's in it for me?
I am neither an economist nor a stockbroker, nor am I an industrialist. I am just the moron from street side who's just coming over here and who wants to know what's in it for me. Now, I don't find anything in it for me. That's the whole point. What I find in it for me is I have to pay higher service tax at the moment. Now, God knows what are the other things which are hidden in the tax regime propounded by the budget, which are going to hit me even harder as the year goes along. My point is, I hope there are not going to be any surprises as we go along. That's what is worrying at the moment. Pradeep.
Sir, for me is when I don't find anything happening for me right now, I've not gained anything. And I, as a common man, the person who in the middle class economy you call the salaried class,
yes,
as long as I don't find anything for me, I'm not happy about it. Because बार मैं कह रहा हूँ, when you had the railway budget, you had something for every segment of the population.
And it's a splendid railway
Everybody
budget.
could say that, yes, something is there for me.
Yes.
For the rich, he had rail and road. It will take you right to your home. I mean, every facility was there.
और
for
सबसे बड़ी
every
बात
segment,
ये है
every class.
कि पैसेंजर टैरिफ में कुछ हाइक नहीं है, मतलब टिकट में आपको एक नया पैसा ज्यादा नहीं देना पड़ेगा,
ज्यादा नहीं
पड़ेगा। बहुत सारे
फैसिलिटीज, हर चीज फैसिलिटीज, 5 मिनट के अंदर टिकट लेस हो तो 5 मिनट के अंदर, you don't imagine 5 minute relief. You see the long queues, you don't want to travel by train at all.
जी, दुरुस्त बात।
But आज के तारीख में अगर वो कहता 5 मिनट के अंदर 5 minutes में आपको मिलेगा, all these changes, and to every segment, the middle class, the worst fear for me is this is just the beginning. अब beginning में अगर middle class, salaried class को आप भूल गए, what happens when you grow?
सैलरीड क्लास ही नहीं है, पूरे प्रोफेशनल क्लास को भूल गए आप। इंजीनियर्स हों, डॉक्टर्स हों, एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हों, बिजनेसमैन हों, मीडिया प्रोफेशनल्स हों, जो भी हैं, आप रेस्टोरेंट ओनर हैं या रेस्टोरेंट में जाकर के आप खाना खा रहे हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, द सर्विस टैक्स regime is going to hit everybody. So that means your whole economy goes for a toss.
Yes.
Each time you order a cup of coffee, you're going to have to pay that much more.
You remember Arun Jaitley, that this is the man responsible for the increase of IT.
It is the Arun tax. आपको याद होगा पी चिदम्बरम साहब जब वित्त मंत्री हुआ करते थे, उन्होंने स्टॉक एक्सचेंज के ऊपर एक टैक्स इंट्रोड्यूस किया था, दैट वाज द ट्रांजैक्शन टैक्स, आपको याद होगा। उसके ऊपर इतनी ज्यादा ऑल द जॉबर्स एंड ऑल द बुकर्स दे वेंट हेवायर, फाइनली दैट हैड टू बी विथड्रॉन. I hope Mr. Arun Jaitley will roll this one back. I really and truly hope so. They will roll this one back. Right, that's all we've got for you in tonight's Inside Story with me, RKB. We'll of course be back over here tomorrow. That is Pradeep and I will of course be back over here tomorrow. As far as you are concerned, you keep watching Lemon News. जहाँ तक हम लोगों का सवाल है, हम लोग वापस होंगे यहीं पर, इसी चैनल पर, जहाँ Inside Story with me, RKB, right over here on Lemon News. आप देखते रहें Lemon News. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye.
सभी दर्शकों को पहले तो हम यानी मेरे तरफ से और टप्पू के पापा की तरफ से हैप्पी होली।
हाय, मैं हूं अली असगर और मेरी तरफ से सभी दर्शकों को होली की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। विश यू अ हैप्पी रॉकिंग धमाल फाड़ू होली, प्ले होली।